You the brand new trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters. It came out, the trailer came out today. Let's go ahead and look and see what's going on. And if you see anything, you want to comment or anything like that, fine. But here we go. We're to go ahead and watch the clips that start off. Alright. Press play, fool.
I'm Ray.
Alright, Ray. We don't want to hear from you, Ray.
I tried cold turkey. I tried the patch.
Alright, here we go. I'm going to shut up through the whole thing, so.
Hello?
Hello.
Is anyone there? I'm trying to reach.
Somebody's overreacting. Dude.
Senators, we believe that these titans are
Fedora?
just the tip of the iceberg. Which of these titans are here to protect us? And which of these titans are here to threaten us?
Don't care, scared of them all. Ooh.
So you'd want to make Godzilla our pet?
That's not gonna happen.
No. We would be his.
Drop the mic moment! Oh, here he is. He woke
You
up.
sure he's gonna be okay?
They're everywhere. Battling for dominance. A rival alpha to Godzilla.
You gotta be kidding.
Dude, that's gonna be so freaking amazing. We saw Mothra, we saw Rodan, we actually saw King Ghidorah, we actually just saw Godzilla, and it looks like he's been in the gym or something because he's running like really, really fast. So let's back up for a minute because of the things that we may have missed.
You sure he's gonna be okay?
Godzilla right there, man. Godzilla be messing with somebody, boy. That was Ghidorah.
They're everywhere. Battling for dominance.
That is Mothra. It's Mothra right there. That's just one of the ones you don't even know if it's on, if Mothra is on Godzilla's side or not. I don't know that much about moths, but apparently they have legs. Who knew? This right here, this is probably what they wrote on the caves back in at the end of King Kong, because that looks like the painting at the very end of King Kong Skull Island. Ghidorah right there and Godzilla right there. So yeah, that really does look like the cave painting. Ghidorah looks like he's twice the size of not King Kong, sorry. He's twice the size of Godzilla.
Rival alpha to Godzilla.
I gotta say, I'm not hating the look of Godzilla here. Nope, not at all. At least he looks kind of resembling Godzilla. He don't look like a T-Rex from that horrible 1990s Godzilla. So let's see.
You gotta be kidding.
That was a better look of Mothra, so not bad. King Kong again.
You gotta be
King
kidding.
Kong, that's right. Okay, so what do we see here? Let's back it up a little bit.
You gotta be kidding.
Dang it. I know, you got to be kidding, right?
You gotta be kidding.
King Ghidorah's head, or one of many, because he has 3. Let's look at that. The CGI on this stuff is like freaking amazing. I mean, good lord, just look at that. It looks so... let's go back to look at Mothra again. Alright. Mothra, the one and only. Look at Mothra with his all lighting stuff. I don't really know that much about Mothra. I just know it's one of the classic monsters, but I don't know that much about Mothra. Apparently it has something to do with lightning, because look what's going on with the light in the background there. And you see the eyes, so that's kind of the classic Mothra look, so you can't really get mad about that, so good lord. Alright, let's look at Godzilla. So he has blue lights all around him. And he looks kind of big. What I mean by that is he's kind of bulked up. He's kind of like, man, I am not putting up with this shit anymore. I am radioactive. I'm blue. I'm ready to fight. Let's do this right now. I'll save that other stuff for later. Let's just go ahead and kill Tokyo later. We'll just go ahead and kick. Now, here's a closer look. Now, I'm not hating necessarily the look of Godzilla here. I'm liking it quite a bit. Looking like the normal Godzilla. Not necessarily a guy in a suit, but he looks pretty freaking good right here. That looks pretty good right there too. So apparently his fins apparently light up too. So he has kind of a light up fin kind of thing going on. Because I know his fins usually light up before he atomic blasts. So let's go ahead. Alright, back that up. Back that up. One more time. Right here, man, you'll see 3 heads of King Ghidorah on the right here, Godzilla on the left. Apparently, it's a one-on-one match that I can only see at the moment because we don't really get to see anything more than what is seen here. And apparently, they're on the same level here. So apparently, King Ghidorah is actually running toward him, especially as Godzilla's running toward King Ghidorah. So they're not really that much of a size difference, but in the other clips earlier, it looks like he's standing on his hind legs. So that might actually be the reason why he's like twice the size of Godzilla in the earlier clip that I showed you. So he's running toward King Ghidorah right here. So Godzilla looks kind of like, I am not in the mood for your mess. I'm gonna rip at least one of the heads off of you and probably just, you know, jump rope with the other 2 heads. So, and here we go again. So here's a closer look. It's not like the first Godzilla, because the first Godzilla was kind of dark and you couldn't really see, in my opinion, you couldn't really see what the hell was going on. This looks like they lightened it up quite a bit. You can actually make out who's Godzilla, who's King Ghidorah. Whoever made this movie knows what the hell he's doing. It's really freaking awesome what the hell they're doing with this. May 2019. Because all good movies come out come out in May, you know, because they just like me, you know. So let's go ahead and look at something right here. I may actually want to see that too. Come on. Everything you may have missed. Nerdist. Yeah, play the video after the ad. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
This episode of Nerdist News is sponsored by
I do not
Universal
own this
Pictures
clip, so
and
just
Mortal
watch
Engines.
it, please.
Here are all the details you missed in the Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer.
There you go.
The second trailer for Godzilla King of the Monsters is here, and it's packed with all of the monsters that you could hope for. Godzilla, Rodan, Ghidorah, Mothra, and more are all throwing down, and we're breaking down all of the details that you might have missed. But before we dive in, if you want to see how Godzilla earns the title King of the Monsters, if he earns it at all, then swing your giant tail on out of here, because spoilers! Now, the first shots include Millie Bobby Brown's character Maddie trying to reach people on the radio, just like the first footage from the movie, which dropped prior to San Diego Comic-Con 2018. She appears to be in a bunker somewhere. Our best guess is that this location is probably an abandoned or disused facility built by the shadowy Monarch Sciences, the monster researching organization that we've seen in both 2014's Godzilla and 2017's Kong Skull Island. Now, moving on, what good giant monster movie would be complete without shots of terrified humans running through the streets of a major city? But what exactly are they running from? The next shots reveal it's none other than Rodan, the enormous Pteranodon Titan who springs forth from the volcano. The official Monarch Sciences Twitter calls Rodan the one born of fire, an attribute which is on full display in the rest of the trailer. We then see some visuals of Washington, D.C., apparently the site of more destruction early on in the trailer. Then Rodan makes another appearance. Another noteworthy nugget from the Monarch Sciences website tells us the Rodan containment facility is on Isla de Mara, Mexico. Just following that, we see some kind of giant monster, possibly an arachnid, rising from the desert. While we don't have a confirmation of what or where this monster is, the oil derricks in the foreground might point to somewhere in the Middle East, where there are a few classified outpost points on the Monarch Sciences website.
Of course.
Next, we see our first shot of the big one, the Titan likely to challenge Godzilla's supremacy as king of the monsters, the three-headed behemoth, Ghidorah, encased in ice and not his full extension. It also looks like there are some observation platforms around him. Could Monarch be conducting research on him, or is he about to be freed, or both? Probably not on purpose, though. We then move to a government hearing with Thomas Middleditch's character, Sam Coleman, giving testimony about Monarch's activities. And based on what we can see in the trailer from Monarch's public presence, we can infer that the world knows about Monarch and their monitoring actions in the past 50 years. It's likely the entire organization is on trial for the events of the first Godzilla movie, and that it could have warned the world about the Mutos and Godzilla much earlier than it did. Now, the trailer gives us another shot of Rodan, but we can see some fancy Monarch flying ships around him. Now, this tells us two things. Monarch is now well funded with high-tech ships of the scale and number, and either Monarch is trying to contain Rodan, or they're working with him to go after a bigger threat. Then we get our first look at another new monster, which is bursting out of a mountain, or he is the mountain itself. Piecing together what we know from this trailer, in the film, there will be the four major Toho monsters in the movie, Godzilla, Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, and we're not exactly sure what this mountain creature is, or the desert monster that we mentioned earlier, but because we have seen new original monsters, like the Mutos in Godzilla, we're guessing we could see more original monsters in the sequel. The next several shots point to the movie's growing mythology with vast underwater ruins. Where are these ruins, and what are they? Well, if we're to take Kong Skull Island as a reference point in this universe, these ruins could be the temples used by ancient peoples to worship the monsters, just like what we saw on the island in that film. Underwater seems to be a big part of the events of Godzilla King of the Monsters, with Monarch's presence in fancy submarines and huge observation bases or containment facilities, which are shown several times throughout the trailer. Now, this underwater shot also seems to point to the idea mentioned in Kong Skull Island of the Hollow Earth theory. It's an idea proposed in the 16th century that the Earth we live on is merely the outward-facing portion of the planet, and beneath is an entire other livable society. So perhaps that's where Godzilla and the other Titans have been hiding all this time. And if we go back to the handy Monarch Sciences Godzilla tracker online, we've seen Godzilla disappear from the map and reappear several days or weeks later in a totally different spot. Fans have speculated that he's using the Hollow Earth to get around, which sounds right on the money to us. Next, we get our first shot of Kyle Chandler. Coach
Right.
Taylor plays Mark Russell in King of the Monsters and father of Millie Bobby Brown's Madison Russell and husband to Vera Farmiga's Dr. Vivian Russell.
Apparently
He's
screwed
observing
up.
a super cool looking underwater Godzilla from what looks like another teched out Monarch outpost, which again points to Monarch's expanded budget.
You're
Now the
about
next
to be
shot gives
screwed.
us our first glimpse at the only Toho monster we have had yet to see in the trailer, Mothra. Thomas
Mothra.
Middleditch says some monsters will be protectors
Isn't
and
that the
others
guy
will be
from the phone
destroyers.
commercials?
Fitting that we see Mothra when he says protectors, because all but her first appearance in 1961's Mothra portrays her as one of Earth's protectors. Monarch
Right.
Sciences has also referred to her as Queen of the Monsters.
Oh, yeah.
We see Rodan again just before we see Ghidorah utterly destroying Fenway Park, Boston.
Oh.
You've gotten away scot-free from almost all movie disasters and monster attacks,
Damn
but
you,
now your
Boston.
precious Dunkin'
Damn you.
Donuts sign is paying the price. Ha ha ha! Tim Hortons forever! Woo-hoo-hoo. Sorry, Red Sox
Carry
fans.
on.
Following that, we get some quick shots of Godzilla lying down. He's clearly hurt or wounded or just taking a monster
Yeah, he's
nap.
just
And we
taking a
see
nap,
some
man.
sort
That
of
fucker
lava
just
or
had a
burning
hard
around
day.
him.
Needs a
If it's
beer.
lava, this could place Godzilla by where we saw Rodan, which was by the volcano.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
the shot could also be placed closer to the Earth's core in the hollow Earth theory. Then the trailer shows a very cool and dynamic shot of Godzilla swimming past the Monarch facility's underwater observation window. Not much to say other than that's pretty cool.
Well,
Notice
I'd
this
say I'm
shot of
really
something
here.
falling from the sky in a ball of fire. Meteor. Our guess is that it is no ordinary meteor. The lightning storm tracks with the lightning that we've seen associated with Ghidorah in other shots, and at one point in Toho history, Ghidorah came from space. Also between Ghidorah's lightning storms, Rodan's fire, and the pics that we've been seeing posted to the official
All this
Monarch
could have been
Sciences
stopped
Twitter
if he
account,
was just
it would
put a
appear
wall
that
up.
these titans are associated with natural disasters, like super destructive calling cards. Then we get some more action shots of the monsters, closing with a closer look at a fight between Godzilla and Ghidorah. Judging by what we see in the trailer, this appears to be the main fight of the film. Obviously, there's some kind of giant monster hierarchy at play here, and both King Ghidorah and Godzilla, King of the Monsters, are vying for the crown. Now, this could mean all the other titans and monsters that we see in the movie will have to choose.
So I guess to stop this one because they're being cranky, I guess. They stopped me. But I did manage to get at least 17 minutes. I gotta give that much, yeah.